my name is Beck, and you're a rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. And I think it's fair to say it hasn't been the best couple of weeks for the BBC. It hasn't been the best of weeks for them. Actually, I have to say, this is the third time I've recorded this video over the last, 3 or 4 days? Yeah, I first recorded it on Saturday. And I had, was it Saturday? I think, no, I first recorded on Friday, right? I first recorded on Friday, and I had some trouble with my mic, and the video I put out on Friday kept cutting out, right? So I figured I got it sorted out, and then I re-recorded it on Saturday night. And I found out, I thought I fixed the problem, I didn't fix it. So I re-recorded the other video that I did at the same time. So I haven't done, this is the third time I've done this one. But I'm really glad I waited, okay? I'm really, really glad I waited because this story just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. I think we're actually at a denouement right now. It looks like, I think it's very likely Doctor Who may not go past season 13 after reading what I read today. I'm going to read that with you. I think the only hope for it is if it has international partners that will pay for it in its entirety. Because the BBC are not doing well. Not doing well. Fine, before we get to the story, can I ask you guys, can you hit the like button? That'd be freaking awesome. I mean, listen, I think it's a kind of a generality now that people like talking badly about the BBC, which is such an indictment, right? I mean, when I was growing up, it was ingrained in me. The BBC was like, this stalwart of like the thing that should never go down. Yeah, it's a shame. It lasted. It did pretty well. I think it reach 100 years. I don't know. Listen. So yeah, unfortunately not. So you can hit the like button. That'd be great. Can you hit the share button? Share me around, baby. I like to be shared. Yes. And mostly hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the Rabbi today, which doesn't mean you have to indoctrinate yourself into my entire worldview and a baby in every way. But if you want to do that, you can do that too, right? All I'm asking for you is right up there. There's a little button that says subscribe. Can you click that? That'll be fan-dabby-double dozy. Thank you very much. I am freaking insanely grateful for everybody doing. And I know it sounds like rote crap. I say the same thing every day. I know, but it's still true, right? It's still freaking true. Yesterday, my subscribers went over 2,800. I mean, listen, it's always a bit dodgy. You might go back down again. YouTube does like to whip them off you. Oh, but if you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed, right? But yeah, listen, and I'm still, every freaking day, thank you so much for everybody subscribed. And us independent voices just really need that right now. Thank you very much. If you're a subscriber, of course, you can enter my weekly competitions if I can find the prize. So this prize is being given away tonight. If you're watching this tomorrow, I guess you don't know what day it is because I haven't put any reference in. Tuesday, I'm giving this away Tuesday, February 9th. If it's after that when you watch this video, you missed it, right? You missed it. No more prizes this week, right? No more prizes this week. I'm going to tell you why in a second because we've got something else coming up. But yeah, Judge Dredd, Brothers in Blood is a prize. It's Judge Dredd and family. Shall I be more? Yes, you should all be. Yeah, Judge Dredd and his clone family. I kind of like all that stuff. I like the inner workings of Dredd's life. Well, I think one of my favorite Dredd arcs was where he was the one, the pit, right? Where he becomes the sector chief of the worst sector in Mega City 1. Then you really get into the inside lives. So this is kind of similar to that. I do enjoy it. All you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the Rabbi. Subscribe to the channel. And in the comments, leave the hashtag Judge Rico. So there, I normally announce a new prize each week, but there's no prize this week because I'm saving them up. I'm saving them all up for Saturday night. February 13th. I am launching my Indiegogo. There's going to be a ton of prizes. There's a link there to the email sign up list. You get one of these 4 art cards with any purchase whatsoever, or you get a 5th Chaser one for free, which the artist has just started working on, which I'm kind of excited about. The campaign's going to be for these 2 graphic novels, which are freaking awesome. I have to tell you, 2 2 freaking awesome graphic novels. I'm really excited to be able to offer them to you guys. So that's happening on Saturday night. Tons of giveaways, and there's also going to be some doorbuster deals. So if you join the mailing list, you're going to be able to get them, which is I think makes us all happy. You know what doesn't make anybody happy anymore? The BBC. BBC doesn't make anybody happy. So let's start our sorry tale over here, shall we? This is from February 4th, right? This is the first thing I wanted to get to. And the story is, would you pay £400 a year for, which is what, about $700? Who knows? The dollar's in like crazy right now. Would you pay? I think it's probably about $500. I think the dollar's doing really badly against the pound. 500. Will you pay $400 a year for the BBC? No, nobody would. Viewers called Director General Tim Davis bluff. Look, we were all hopeful for you, Tim. Okay, I was really hopeful, but you came in, you said no more being naughty on social media, and then your employees were naughty on social media, weren't they? You had what was it, the Doctor Who writer Vinay Patel who attacked fans. Tell them to F off. Really? Can you just be polite? I mean, don't engage with people. if you can't be, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. That's actually pretty darn good advice. And then he commissioned Doctor Who for exactly the same Doctor Who, right? This incredibly failing Doctor Who, which is split fandom and has, I think, a lot of fandom going, this is the worst thing ever. We do think, global annihilation by a nuclear holocaust, that's bad. Not so bad compared to Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who. Most people, I think a lot of fans just do not like this. It went from one of the most successful, one of the most popular fandoms to one of the least popular fandoms, just as all the fandoms were imploding at the same time. So he said, let's do another 8 of those. And he said, you sure you don't want 10? We're like, oh, we can't do 10 because it was too hard with Corona. So I was excited for you, Tim. You fumbled the ball, mate. You fumbled the ball. And tell him to drop the license fee and offer an annual subscription after you claim content will cost 3 times as much if it operated like Netflix. No. If it operated like Netflix, you wouldn't be hemorrhaging viewers. You wouldn't be hemorrhaging people who do not want to pay for your obnoxious woke lecturing service anymore. Right. So that's really the point. BBC TV is watched by household costs around 9p. Broadcaster said, oh, God, will you stop with this stupid, nasal, gazing, myopic, absolute nonsense, right? Just stop. For goodness sake. So, as I said, DBC's not doing that well. So it came with a flurry of articles, came out afterwards. So let's go and look at a few of these. We'll just look at the headlines. Because, we've got a main article that we got to get to. BBC failures. Half of Britain no longer wants to pay for license fee for biased reporting. Now, listen, I do feel a little bit bad for the BBC because everybody thinks they are very, very biased, myself included. Take the Israel-Palestinian issue. I always feel they're super pro and super pro the Palestinian side and super anti the Israeli side. But I know Arabs think they're super pro. Well, they don't call it Israeli; they call it the Jew side. I mean, like, really, guys, that sounds a bit off. But they say they're BBC super pro, and they do what they're sort of doing. The BBC are full of Jews. They're super pro. But anyway. Point is, both sides on this very, very fractious issue both equally hate the BBC for exactly the same reason. So maybe they're not incredibly biased, but I think they were pretty biased with Brexit, along with the entirety of the rest of the media. As the media is incredibly biased about everything. I mean, honestly, I was able to see it for years and years and years because, again, I live in Israel, right? I know Israel. I've known Israel well, and so when there's stories that say, Israeli soldiers eat Palestinian babies or whatever, there's all these like very inflammatory things about these terrible atrocities. So I go, really? What the hell? I'm kind of on that side. So I look into it. I actually do. I generally every single time it's full of crap. Like every single time it's full of crap, and and it's always disproved, and they never print the retraction. So that's why I think they're a little bit pro. So I've always noticed, I've always been able to see the media bias, right? Now the media bias is much more obvious, and it's affecting a lot more people. Right? It's basically, if you're not part of this like teeny tiny woke piss baby bubble that lives on Twitter, you're an evil person. In fact, where is that thing? Let me see if I can pull this up. Oh, everything's so complicated. Yeah, look at this. This is essentially how the BBC views reality. Me over here, good. That's their political spectrum. Good. Everything else, bad, 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 bad. Naughty, naughty, national socialist. Naughty, naughty, national socialist. Bad, 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 bad. Yeah, exactly. You see, and that's essentially the way I think the media views just about any story. But again, I was always able to see that very clearly because my personal interest with Israel. But now they do it about freaking everything, don't they? So yeah, so they want to prisons no longer to pay for biased reporter. That's another one. This one has been it hasn't gone down the well. Stop bullying at OAPs if you're not from England. An OAP is an old age pensioner. That is a retiree. Lord Botham tears the BBC apart for terrorising TV license fees. So this is something that's just really despicable, right? I think they talk about it more over here. One second, let me pull up the other story. Okay, because they've just been doing these. Let me pull up this story here. It's just so disgusting. It's so disgusting. The BBC lie blatantly to make you pay the license fee. They on their website they say if you watch YouTube or Netflix on a TV, you need to pay a license fee. No, not true at all. Not true in any way, shape, or form. And they send all these threatening letters to relatively old, frail people, intended to scare them. Like, we're going to send the bailiffs around. We're going to send people around and steal everything you are. Like, really? And they have like a goon squad of people wanting to harass the over 75s who up until a few weeks ago got their license fee for absolutely free. And it's just been, the harassment has been disgusting. And it has not gone down well at all. So it sparked this one. Army of pensioners mobilise against the BBC. So here's the thing that the BBC doesn't realise. I think most younger people don't realise. For me, it got to... this didn't dawn on me until I was in my mid-40s, right? That older people, generally speaking, are smarter than you. And that's really good. Like, the gap between people doesn't change. Let's say if you're somebody's 5 years old and you're 20 years old, there's a 15-year gap, right? And there's a large cognitive gap between those two people. That cognitive gap remains the same. So when he's 75, the other person's 60, that guy's seen an extra 15 years of life. He knows more than you, right? So these pensioners, these retirees are saying, screw off! And so 750,000 are refusing to pay their license fee after the scheme was scrapped for the over 75. Yeah, so anyway, they had the... really quite simple idea of just not paying. So processors have ignored a flurry of reminders to pay the £157.50 pence license fee. Well, it better be quick because that's the next story. It's about going up. But so we got that going on. We got people cancelling their license fee because there's just nothing worth watching on the BBC whatsoever. I was like, none of this is the audience's doing, although the audience will be blamed when the BBC finally goes down, I think. So then we have this story. I think this one came out yesterday. So I have to say, it's fantastic value. Our incessant lecturing in all your favourite TV shows, our sucking out of the enjoyment of anything you had from the BBC, it's now going to cost you a bit more, right? Now we've got to up it another £1.50 to make it 100. What? Look, honestly, why not make it 160 at that point? Like, really? Like, I understand from April 1st. So TV licensing is to be increased by 150. New cost set by government equates to 43 pence a day. The BBC. I don't care how much it is a day. I don't want to pay anybody to shove their moronic worldview down my throat. and comes around as 750,000 pensioners are refusing to pay. So the BBC are not in a good place. The BBC, I think it's fair to say, are not in a good place. And then finally, the point of this video, this dropped. Would like to, what's Deadline telling me? Would like to show you notifications from the latest news and updates. No, I wouldn't like you to do that. I would not like you to do that. Uncle. No, really. Block. I don't want you to do that. Clay Blanchett's in me. But anyway, enough of the top of the page. Let's actually look at the story. The BBC must make 556 million. Is it dollars or pounds? I guess dollars of content cuts, not infrastructure, not salary. Content. That's the central bit as it grapples with the perfect storm of financial pressures. Yes, you have the BBC making garbage, making absolute. This is from February 3rd. How did I miss this? Okay, I only saw about this morning. So February 3rd comes from February. So yeah, it comes to a perfect storm of making garbage that nobody wants to watch. Like you take shows that people love. Top Gear, Doctor Who. Remember Doctor Who? We all love Doctor Who. The idea of not paying a license fee and not seeing Doctor Who and having Doctor Who cancelled would have been even when Capaldi was not as popular as Matt Smith or David Tennant. Even at his least popular moment, people would tear their hair out at the idea, right? That's how badly the BBC has done. And that last year of Capaldi really was when we started to see the BBC up its lecturing, right? It's like it's platforming rather than it's entertainment. So it grabbed the perfect of financial norm, perfect storm of financial pressure. Yeah, so we got the retirees say screw off, I'm not paying you starting money. We got a rising number every day of the British public saying, yeah, no, I don't watch the BBC, I don't like it, I'm not interested in it in any way, shape or form, I'm opting out. And so it's resulted in, the old adage, go woke, go broke. And so this is something new to the BBC because they've never gone broke before. So what they're going to do now is, I think they're going to cancel popular shows that are expensive as a kind of punishment to the British public. They're going to, as a kind of punishment, and say, we have to do this because the evil right-wing Tory government is making us do it. It's all their fault. It's nothing about us being absolutely disgusting human beings, and chasing retirees and with empty threats to squeeze some money out of them, turning all our TV shows into platform, making garbage. Nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with it. It's just the evil Tories, right? That's exactly it. So let's read this article. The BBC has revealed that it will need to cut spending on its content and services by £408 million. So that's $556 million over the next year as it grapples with falling income, hyperinflation, and fierce competition for audiences. Now, listen, the fierce competition, that's the easiest thing to deal with. If I may quote the great Harlan Ellison, don't make crap. If you don't make crap, people will want to watch it, right? Real simple. So that's the first thing. But they really want to make crap, right? They really want to make crap. Let's look at that diagram again, which will help explain this insanity, right? Because for they're the me. They're the BBC are the me in the corner up there, right? So they're over there. Where can I run my mouse over it? I can't even find. Yeah, well, yeah, they're the me in the corner. Everybody else is there. It's their job. It's their job to stop everybody else being bad, and they do that by lecturing them incessantly in their favorite TV shows. That's why they won't give it up, right? Because it's not a matter of being popular. This is a matter of genuine survival, right? It's a matter of that's the point of living. If I'm just going to be taken over and be one of the bad people like them, we can't let the bad people take over the world. So that's why they are doing this to their own destruction. Fine. Over the next year. So grab it. A 39-page report titled BBC Value for Audiences. Yeah, most of the audiences, I think half the audience is going, yeah, not so much value anymore. The British broadcaster said it's on course to deliver 951 million of the overall 1 billion savings targeted as targeted set for itself for March 2022. Well, you did stop making programs for half a year, right? Do you remember that? The whole pandemic thing, and you're not making anything. That went on, right? And I understand it is more expensive to make shows now within the pandemic. I mean, if you're morons, right? If you're stupid people and you can't come up with new inventive ideas, stage, for example, brilliant idea. Work with the confines of what you have and the budget that you have, right? The trouble is, there's just no fiscal responsibility going on in the BBC whatsoever. There's just this insane woke lecturing, right? Why is there the insane woke lecturing? Just to remind you, there you go. That's why there's the insane woke lecturing. But the BBC warned that the programming spend will increasingly feel the strain after it has exhausted back office non-content related savings. In short, painful content cuts could be coming. Well, I think they're unquestionably coming. So the question is, what's going to be cut, right? What's going to be cut? It seems like EastEnders is failing, right? Christmas Day got overnight 3.5 million, which is unheard of. Or they could just make it not garbage, right? Yeah, that's the idea they could go for. Doctor Who is in a different category, right? Because it's one of the more popular things on the BBC. It's standing the highest on the Titanic, right? It's on the sinking ship. It's one of the least unpopular things on the BBC, even though it's got about half the popularity that you say, and I think falling. And I think the only reason it got such high ratings for the New Year's Day special, I think came out as like 6.19, which is firstly, the iPlayer stats are a little bit dodgy, aren't they? They're like, you watch it for 2 minutes, you consider the view. No, you're not. Come on, tell the truth. So the iPlayer stats are indeed a little bit dodgy. I don't really trust them. Well, the core reason, the real fundamental core reason why it didn't do as awfully as I think it probably should have done, is that people just aren't used to it being so terrible. It's been off the air for a good 10 months, 9-10 months, and people do forget what an awful, clawing, terrible experience it is watching Doctor Who. When it was on for 10 weeks, you just saw the ratings just, absolutely, totally nosedive, right? Because when it's on week after week after week, people get used to it being awful and remember not to watch it. This was a one-off. It had Daleks in it. Looked kind of Doctor Who-y. People are locked in their homes with really not much to do, right? Really not much to do. So it didn't do that bad. But still, I don't think it's doing well enough to be able to be made solo by the BBC, especially with 556 million to cut. I think it needs international partners. So it's all really dependent on, is HBO Max going to come in for season 14 and 15, which they have an option to. I actually doubt it. On more on a global level, I think there's probably going to be some kind of massive global financial disaster in the next 3 or 4 months, right? The whole GameStop thing, you have no idea how dangerous that was. That nearly destroyed the economy. I think it's going to happen a few more times. There's just a lot of stuff going on. So I think that's going on in the background. That shadow of the Grim Reaper is really what we're all living with now. And if you're like me and from the 80s, it's kind of like when we're living in the shadow of nuclear holocaust, right? We all kind of knew it could happen at any time, but we didn't really think about it. And I think that's really where we are now. We all kind of know civilization could just implode at any given time. We're just really not thinking about it. So there's that going on. So that might scupper HBO Max a little bit, the end of Western civilization. But even without that happening, can HBO? Is this a worthwhile investment for HBO Max? I think it was included last time because it was part of a bundle of deals they made. They had, what's that other show? Which I quite like. When they got his Dark Materials, which I never really got into. I saw about the first 2 or 3 episodes. Couldn't really push myself for that. It's just a little bit dark, and I like the cast. I just really could not really push myself past that. And also, was it Succession? I really do enjoy that show. That's what it's by. It's produced by Jane Tranter, who did who was instrumental in Doctor Who being revived in 2005. So yeah, it was part of a package of shows that they did with the BBC. And that's how it could slip through again. But it's really I just don't see this current iteration of Doctor Who having any real value. Although HBO Max desperately wants new content. You know how much they want new content? They've taken Warner Brothers' entire theatrical slate for the year and had to pay a bloody fortune for it, right? They had to pay all their partners off for all those, for the Godzilla movie, and I think they're probably going to have to do the same with Dune. They're going to have to pay, that's a big paycheck, which probably won't pay off. So that's really what Doctor Who is surviving on right now. In my opinion, I am not in the boardrooms, right? I am not in the boardrooms. I do not know what's going on. Fine, let's keep on reading. The BBC did not say how it intends to achieve this goal, but... did I skip something? Yeah, 1 second. The BBC said the 408 million of the so-called scope needs to... The 408 million of so-called scope cuts that it needs to make over the coming 12 months represents a 66% increase on the 246 million scope savings they made in 2016 and 17. Okay, good for you. They seem to still make TV shows then, so I'm not that bothered. I'm not bothered. The BBC did not set out how it intends to achieve this goal. But previous scope cuts included closing BBC Three as a linear television channel and ending original daytime programming on BBC Two. Listen, there's probably some big thing they can have to cut down. Maybe will they cut children's programs? No, I think children's programs is probably safe. CBBBs, whatever they call it. The BBC said additional savings through productivity gains are becoming increasingly difficult because we like to pay ourselves huge sums of money that we're not really entitled to. I just added that bit in. And the scope of savings are now predominantly in the form of savings for BBC. In order for the BBC to deliver its public service commitments, support the creative industries, and continue to invest in high-quality, world-class, distinctive content for audiences. Well, you don't. That's your problem. You don't. It's in name only. What do you have right now that you could honestly, we could all go, yeah, okay, I might not like it, but that is certainly distinctive content, world-class, high-quality, distinctive content for UK audio. What over the last 5 years? What? I don't think there's anything you can say lower than, oh yeah, that's a jewel in the crown. No, you've made garbage. You have made garbage, and the things that were great, you made them into garbage too. No, you're much more interested in the first part of the statement. Support the creative industries. That's what you're doing. That's what you're prioritizing over entertaining the British public. And the creative industries need to be supported because they keep screaming a message that nobody is really that interested in hearing, are they? Right? That you're bad. What's the message? Let's look at this again, right? Let's look at this again. That's the message they keep screaming, right? Over and over and over again. So they need places like the BBC to pay them because you and me aren't doing it. So let's go on. The BBC admissions follows UK Public Spending Watchdog and National Audit Office warning last month that the corporation has delayed making what it considers to be the most challenging aspects of savings in recent years, including slashing jobs and cutting content. I wonder what would be the first thing to go, the first major thing to go. I think there's just a lot of fat at the BBC, isn't there? That's really the bottom line. There's just a lot of fat there. Elsewhere, the BBC Value for Audience report, the BBC said how it has fallen 30% over the past decade, as amongst other things, the license fee has been frozen by the government. Yeah, amongst other things, another thing that which isn't frozen anymore. You just got an increase. Another thing, the other thing, making garbage. That might be why your license fee payers have fallen. The broadcaster said it has experienced hyperinflation in the cost of drama, and it's having to produce more with the US media giants that are eating away at its audience. Examples of the recent co-productions include His Dark Materials, which was made with HBO. Exactly, HBO Max, actually. So, yeah, exactly. And that's really the only... The BBC has become so objectionable, right? So reviled by the people it's supposed to be serving, right? It's become so insanely objectionable that it can only survive and make programming if it partners up with people, with more money than they do, because they don't have the money anymore. Because they make garbage. BBC also said it has reduced its spend on screen talent by 31% to 145 million since 2010. Now, who was it? I did a video last week about Alan Yentob. He had the idea of saying BBC should really reform itself into a social media platform akin to YouTube. Which, if they did it, that would be a great idea. That would slash like 100 million. From their talent costs right there, right? You build up, you have people build themselves up on the platform, and then they transition from that in TV on reasonable salaries. There's no reason people need to be paid hundreds of thousands of pounds to be on TV. You know, £120,000 salary a year is perfectly enough, I think, for just about anybody on TV, really. I mean, why is the qualitative work they do any better, right? Like worth any more? I really don't know why. The BBC, and again, that should be the top. They should just be, honestly, they should just be paid normal bloody salaries, right? But you know, that's just crazy talk to the BBC. The BBC also said it has reduced its spend on on-screen by blah blah blah. Further, it's halved its ranks of senior management to 253, while senior management bill still has fallen from £73 million a year to £44 million a year. Yeah. Listen. If you move that decimal point over to be from 44.2 million to 4.42 million, I think you're in the ballpark of what you should be paying for you incompetent morons that you're overpaying right now. So there you go. Is Doctor Who going to survive season 13? I doubt it on many levels. I don't think HBO Max is going to be in a position to continue funding it, and I do not think the BBC are in a position to fund it by themselves, and I think the chances of finding another sucker pretty slim. Their best bet is if they go with somebody like Netflix or Amazon that wants to entertain the audience and give them creative control. Say, yeah, we'll let you air it, right? But they're not going to do that. Why are they not going to do that? Let's see. One last time. This is the BBC. This is why they're not going to do that, because they're the good guys. They're the good people, and even if it means their own self-destruction, they must fight the bad people. And the bad people, you and me, mate. You and me. My name is Celia Beckett, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.